Hello all and welcome to Tuesday Q&A. I'm your host Roland. Today, my expert Ursinity. Mr. Ursinity, how are you?
I'm not great. Today's not a good day.
Why?
There has been some rumors on Twitter and some things happening, and it appears as though there is a not insignificant chance that my favorite K-pop group might be disbanding.
Good.
And it's a tragedy, honestly. It's not great.
Quick question: Do you do the K-pop thing for the music, or do you do the K-pop thing for telling everybody that you listen to K-pop so you seem different and cool?
Oh, no. It's definitely a music thing. I used to hide it for a long time because I was like, man, I want people to think I'm normal, because I listen to normal people music too. But then eventually I just hit a point where I was like, I'm an adult, and if I'm gonna be my own me.
No, it's totally embarrassing. I just wondered if you did it for shock factor and possible validation, or if you do it because you actually like it.
No, it's like a cult of personality thing too, where it's you get into it because you're like, I like a couple things, and then you just get deeper and deeper, and pretty soon you're hanging out with the Charles Manson equivalent, but he's Korean and he's not asking you to kill people. He's asking you to watch a video 1,000 times to get your favorite group to 1 million views or something. It's terrible, honestly. But yeah, so it's been a dark day.
That sounds serious. Yeah. That sounds bad.
There's not, it's not confirmed though, so I have a little solace. But there is, it has the potential to be disastrous. So
if they disband, will you go to Seoul with me to go on an adventure
to reunite?
Yeah, no, I'll let you do your weird stuff, and I'll just enjoy all the good Jinro. I'll enjoy all the Jinro and all the nice alcoholic beverages they have in Korea, and all the great food. And I've always wanted to go to Seoul. And
my friend's in the army in Korea right now.
Oh, fuck
he
yeah.
likes it.
Yeah.
I taught him a few curse words.
Yeah, no, I would love to be in Seoul. For a very long time, I've wanted to go to Seoul, mostly because of StarCraft 2. I wanted to go there because of video games, and this is a video game podcast, more specifically a Dota 2 podcast. But
for better or worse.
Is it even legal? Those girls do not look above the age of 18, is all I'm going to say.
No.
Is it legal to watch those videos?
The group that my favorite group, Fiestar, they're all older than me.
Really?
And there's no weird fetish aspect. It's just fun.
A weird. They just look young. I think they're talented. Yeah. Pop music is it's hard to make, because pop music is like making a viral video, right? A bunch of people make pop music, and then some person or a conglomeration of people decide that is good pop music.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's like that age-old saying of go make me a viral video. It's how do you do that? You don't. You just you keep trying at it. So
it's super industrial. Oh man, it's great. There's there's a whole metagame to it. It's really fun. But yeah. Anyway, that's me today. I've been sulking. If you follow me on Twitter, I've posted more K-pop because I try to restrain myself. And because it's been a dark day. That's all I'm gonna say. At least all the members are successful, and they have successful solo careers ahead of them if they disband. But they shouldn't disband. That's sad.
Keeping a band together is like keeping a podcast together. It's fucking hard. You have to work with people you don't like. You have to do shows once a week on air with people that you despise. Yep. People
Talk about things you don't know anything about. It's brutal.
No, I have come to just. I always liked you, but I'm a gush a little bit. So.
Oh, please don't.
Okay, somebody emailed in, and I will fulfill this. He wanted me to talk for half an hour about starting a podcast, and I couldn't do that without Denny, Easy Marchese, Wazoo, you, Proud. I would say those would be the people that I would have to have there to start a podcast. You and Proud definitely came in later to the thing.
Not at the start at all.
Not at the start. But you specifically, you were there pretty much at the start, not recording with us, but an active community member. As you like just as active as you are now, but listening. But
minus the hours of talking on microphones.
Minus,
yes.
You were active with the community more so than I even was. And you were like the person who picked TA and would wreck our in-houses, and everybody was like, "That's bullshit. He just picks TA and wrecks the in-houses." So
I had to make a name for myself.
You were the best player in DotP for a while there, and then I mean, Proud came in and totally took that from you. But
okay.
So yeah, no, I will gush a little bit. Doing this show with you has definitely made me not hate you as much as I have in the past.
That's a start.
It's a start. Also, playing Dota with you, you were actually very tolerable to play Dota with.
That's high praise from Roland. I'll say that. Roland does not tolerate many people playing Dota with him.
I will say that if I had my druthers, I could play with you and Denny forever. Say that heaven exists, and our heaven would have Dota in it, as well as a bunch of other things for me. I'd be able to smoke cigarettes with no consequence. But
that's a start.
It's heaven. Why wouldn't you smoke? You know what I mean? You're not going to die. You know what I mean? It's a great thing. While I'm living in this mortal world, I can't do that. It sucks. But that's just what I've got to deal with. But yeah, we'd be playing Dota for infinitum. Proud, I could only handle about 100 years of playing with Proud before eventually I just like broke down and cried and tattled to God about how proud the boss.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, but you guys are fun to play with. Denny would eventually just break his vocal cords from yelling, and then we'd be good. We'd be good.
He's mad quiet though.
He is around you guys. Denny,
I suppose, yeah.
Denny's awesome. He's a good friend. We're all good friends. That's the cool thing. Before we get into this, I know we did a long pre-show, but the hardest thing about being in a band when I was doing the whole band thing was keeping it together, getting along with everybody. And people would come in and out and in and out and in and out. There would be all sorts of issues here and there. And I feel like DotP, for the first time since its inception, is at a place where we all have general and mutual respect toward one another, and we all get along. And that's super important. And that is kind of the goal with avoiding like a 9-to-5, right? Is usually you dislike the people you work with. I'm fortunate enough to work with people that I like. Okay, your turn to reciprocate. Your turn to reciprocate.
I was in a band at one point too. I have that mutual experience with you, although yours was much more serious, it sounds.
No, it really wasn't. But it was,
no. I was in a jam band, and then I was clearly the worst, but I was friends with everybody, and it was a metal band, and this is when I actually played guitar seriously. But I was just filling a role, and then eventually we met this guy who's actually really good, and I was like, I'm gonna leave. You guys take him, and then we rotated. So I was in a band for a few months or something, but it was a good time.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you were exceptional. I'm guessing you played bass.
No, I wrote the bass lines, but I played rhythm guitar, secondary guitar.
Oh, yeah. Because your rhythm guitar you can figure out very easily. Boom, boom, boom.
No. It was a metal band, dude. There wasn't any 1-4-5 stuff.
What is bass like in a metal band? Is it just like gong 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 gong?
Yeah.
Is that what it's like?
It's relatively
like eighth
pretty
notes?
Simple. I mean, that's the only reason I wrote it was because it was not rocket science. But then I played secondary guitar. But the thing was our lead guitarist was a god, and he still plays now, and he's one of these people that's just the most absurdly good guitar player I know probably. And but it was fun, but it was casual. And then my friends they went on to be a serious band, and they're not huge or anything, but they sold merch, and they went and did the things while they were in college and all that.
Good for them.
But it was fun.
Good for them.
They take it seriously, and I hated it by the end because I pre-head injuries, so terrible.
Oof.
That was when I had long hair. I looked very Proud, except much younger and smaller and with less facial hair. It was awful. Dude. It was the dark times.
I am sure Jay Gucci will be able to find a picture of me with my long hair. I used to have hair down to my here-ish, like really long, and I would do like the swoop and be like, it's no big deal, like I just like to express myself. And when really it was like, no, I totally went for that look. Like I worked really hard on that look. It wasn't like I was careless. Like I was definitely trying to achieve what I tried to achieve. Anyway,
let's get to questions.
We are Tuesday Q&A,
Please.
where we get call-ins live, voicemail, email, and I was looking for like the technology that doesn't exist, and hologram, smoke signals, something like that. You're good with those like things.
Telegrams.
Anyway, telegrams. Morse code. Beep 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 beep.
Yep.
Binary. Anyway. We are going to answer a question from a new caller this week. His name is Professor Chaos. His MMR...
His name is just Professor Chaos. There's no X there. That's supposed to be there.
Oh, yeah. Denny said that's if... Okay, yeah. So Professor Chaos, sorry. MMR 2000. Professor Chaos. What's your question, sir?
Hey guys, so my question for you is, what are some of your favorite laning and team fighting combos?
All right.
Yeah, that's a good one for you, Ursi. You've been doing this for over a year.
Yeah, boy, we've done so many. It's like hard to pick because some honestly like we do because it's like we want to play a hero and it's like kind of phoned in like as far as like the actual like pairing. Like it's just like I want to play Jakiro and you want to play Faceless. Let's do it. I think maybe my favorite combos. Overall, so it's not something I play per se, but one of my favorite combos to see and to draft is, unless it's against me, is something like Storm Spirit, Bounty Hunter, and Lifestealer. Like Storm Spirit, Lifestealer, or Slardar Lifestealer, like Lifestealer bombs.
Good delivery devices. Good.
Just like they're. I mean, A, they're really good, but B, they're like just so effective, and there's so many problems to deal with at once that like that's probably like. As far as actually good combos, I would say that's probably my favorite one of my favorites, despite the hate Storm Spirit with a passion. I would say like if I had to pick like my favorite combo to play though, there's all like the gimmicky ones that are fun, but like I love playing TA and having a Treant Protector on my team while I'm playing TA is like a godsend.
Okay, quick question on that. Does the tree armor go before refraction?
I believe it's refraction first, although I haven't done it in like a patch.
That's interesting.
Be misremembering that. But either way, one of them goes before the other, which extends the effective length of both.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain refraction goes first, and that way you keep regenerating for longer. But either way, like if tree armor goes first, and that still means that refraction is taking longer to come off. Then like Faceless Void Invoker, that's another favorite of mine. Kunkka Invoker. On one of my old teams, I used to play safe lane core Kunkka, and we would play mid Invoker, and then have like roaming supports and whatever. And I would have like X into Torrent Boat Sunstrike is a really good way to kill somebody. I'll say that much. So,
you know,
there's a few.
There's a lot that I love. That my favorite duo, and this is back when Denny and I did Gank Squad. Was Arc Warden Ancient Apparition, because Flux was just enough. So if Denny threw down the Ice Vortex, that's the one that freezes them, right? Or is that...
No, that's the circle on the ground.
Okay.
Cold Feet.
Cold Feet. I'm so confused with Crystal Maiden and Ancient Apparition. The names.
I mean, those are all Ancient Apparition skills. You did not mention anything from CM.
Cold Feet, okay? So Denny throws down the Cold Feet. I throw the Flux. Bam! They're alone. They're taking mad damage from Flux. We're right-clicking them. They're frozen. He drops then the circle thing. What was that called again? Improves our right-click. Ice Vortex. And we just...
That does not improve right-clicks. Do you know how Ancient Apparition
It adds damage to your right-click.
It adds magic damage. Or it amplifies magic damage. You get right-clicks from... God, I don't know what the name of this spell is. It's his E.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at.
It's called Chilling Touch. Chilling Touch gives you damage.
Some
Ice Vortex
cold
is the thing
shit
you put on the ground that amps damage.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ursi. I'm sorry. Okay,
sure.
I think everybody knows what I mean here when I say ice
I'm just
cold.
concerned about like
frozen feet.
It's about drafting UAA now.
Anyway, Denny and I would run some mean Arc Warden Ancient Apparition, and it was so good. I wish we still did that.
Oh yeah, it sounds good.
I wish we still did that.
You can Arc Warden's in Captain's mode now.
Yeah.
We could do it for the DotP stream team stream.
Did you say that correctly?
I did.
I want to hear it one more time.
Team stream. DotP stream team stream.
Okay, I think I can get that in the future. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, I would say that's my favorite. Professor Chaos, what is your favorite?
I really like early game push kind of stuff, but so like Abaddon Centaur in the offlane is a really great one with the Aphotic Shield and the Double Edge.
And run people down too with like a Curse of Avernus.
Yeah, and Abaddon is just so tough to deal with, and 2K people just don't know what to do with them. Disruptor Sven is another really fun one, especially if you have a team that will bunch up on you. But my favorite one is actually Axe Dazzle. I know it's kind of like a gimmicky one, but it's fun to back.
It's a classic for a reason. I will say, thinking of Abaddon strats, one of the hardest things I've ever had to play against was an aggressive duo lane where they Abaddon Enchantress, and they were unkillable, and they would put Abaddon shields on the creeps that Enchantress dominated from the hard camps, and they would just run at the tower. They took the tower at like 4 minutes. They had an incredible amount of XP between the two of them, and this was also pre-nerf Enchantress, but she's gotten buffed since then, so maybe it's mitigated. But it was honestly, no joke, one of the hardest things I've ever had to play against in my entire life. And like Abaddon, I will say try that out. It's like it's almost as tanky as Abaddon Centaur just because of all the healing you get from Enchantress and like man, I'm having like flashbacks. That's
pretty cool. Denny and I did the Coddle Bristleback for a long time there, and that was really, really, really fun. That's how Denny got 2K before me, 2K MMR, and that's how we did it, was Coddle Bristleback. And he would be the Coddle, I'd be the Bristleback, and it was a blast running people down. Hey, Professor Chaos, thank you so much for calling in. We will put you on the list, and at the end of the show, we will do some sort of RNG to see if you won this sweet boom, 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 $20 Steam gift card. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
You as well. That's a tough question because that could just be a whole show. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it is a whole show every week. It's called the Thursday Show.
No, I could go through like a million. I'd be like, dude, you know what's super fun? Like, I just got wrecked by Clink's Lycan game, where
that sounds mean.
It was mean because we just literally couldn't stop the split push. Like, it was just too much. Like, the Clinks was running around everywhere. The Lycan was running around everywhere. They also had a Slardar, who was Slardar's just generally annoying, period.
Yes.
And then they didn't even really need to do anything. Like, they could have just had those 3 heroes in one. It was rough. It was rough. All right, go ahead and let's read an email question real quick.
Okay, email question. Let's see, which one are we going to play, or which one are we going to do, rather?
I prefer to play them.
Do you want to play the questions? Let's see. Okay, so Noisy Chode, a name I'm only going to say once, sent in a question. He's 2,500 MMR. He said, "Hey there, gang. Just found this podcast mid-January, but I've already listened to all your post 7.0 podcasts. This rant while at work is make my day go much faster. Get faster as well. So my question, I'm from Norway, so obviously I play on EU servers, presumably, well, I suppose EU West and EU East. I remember seeing some of the EU pros saying that when they went to NA for tournaments and played on any servers, the skill level dropped a lot, but friendliness and teamwork went up. I myself feel that the biggest problem with ranking in EU is that 9 out of 10 people you meet are toxic. What are your thoughts on EU MMR versus NA MMR? I have opinions on this. Roland, have you played on EU servers?
Yes, I have. I've played EUS with the JD dudes because they all play EUS.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that's an issue for some like Western, like because you're not West Coast, but you're more Western than I, like ping wise.
I'm super West, and I get like 150 ping to EU West.
Yeah, so it's manageable. So I used to. So I think it's like the general scheme of things, or the general, let's see, what understanding is that EU is better overall in terms of playing and like just ability, and there are more high MMR players in EU, and they try more, but they're more just in general, but people don't give up games. Like, people don't just throw and feed down mid and stuff at higher MMRs, at least. Whereas NA has a reputation for the opposite, where like people, you might get some like friendly people, but you also get the people that are just gonna like get mad and feed down mid and stuff. I don't know like how much that's changed given like the whole region lock thing now, but that is definitely like what it is my assumption at higher MMRs. And I will say like one of the things that happened, there's like a whole metagame where people server swap to climb MMR, and one of the things I did for a while when I was trying to climb to 4K initially was I'd always heard on Reddit and stuff like, oh, EU West is better and like players are just higher skilled. And so I would play in EU West for a while, and it didn't drastically affect my win rate. I think to this day I have like give or take a 50% win rate in EU West. Granted, I've played a lot of games since then, but there is like some little things. But overall, I think those are the kind of things that you notice. Maybe if you're like the outlier at super high MMR and you're like only playing with other pro players or like high tier streamers and stuff. But for the most part, I would say there's not a tremendous difference in like EU and AA, having played in both in my experience. There are some servers that are very different, like SEA, but
I played SEA too.
That's a whole nother.
But though that is
why would you ever play SEA?
I don't know. I was just screwing around.
You just got dragged into a game.
No, I went solo into it.
Oh.
And I was just screwing around. Yeah, my experience with the US is a lot of like communication. I know that we get this like every single game it's a Spanish speaker in like, you know, US West and US East. Not true. When I played on EU West, it was definitely
especially not now, yeah.
I mean, even back then, it wasn't that common, at least in my opinion. But EU West, yeah, the communication was a semi-issue. I felt like it was, in my experience, and this is a very small sample size, a lot of Russian players. And those guys are like mean, dude. They like ping you a bunch of times and like,
I mean,
over the mic, and you're just like, dude.
Yeah. My prerogative in Dota has always been I'd rather have teammates that want to win but are incredible jerks than people that are really nice to me but are terrible. Like, if I'm playing ranked Dota, like, I mean, I play with my friends, obviously, and that's different, right? Because it's, like, fun. But I don't want nice people on my team. I want good players. You could flame me into oblivion. I'm fine with it as long as, like, you are winning the game. Like, if I come out with plus 25, I don't care what happened in that game. I'm just happy I came out plus 25, and I'm going to move on. And it really, I don't want to play with nice people. Every time I play with nice people, we lose.
That's
I want to play with people that are jerks.
That's not true.
Well,
I love playing with nice people.
That's not true. It's just confirmation bias.
I'm one of the nicer people out there.
I mean, in
tons
solo,
of commands.
not like,
I understand what you're saying, but I would love to play with people who are really good, that are really big jerks, so I can just mute them, and then they'll be really good.
Yeah, exactly. And then, or you just ignore them. Like, I don't know. And maybe that's just me because, like, I just want to win real bad. But
playing with people that are nice is also a breath of fresh air because that happens from time to time. So
it is.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
I mean, because then that makes me the mean gut one too. Like, I'm normally the nice, like, calm person that doesn't talk. But like, if I'm with a bunch of other nice people and we're losing, I want to be mean to them. But like, I'm usually not. I'm very rarely. I'm like, I almost never flame nowadays. But like, then it makes me into the bad guy if I'm with nice people. It's like, because I don't care if you're nice. I care if you're like feeding. Don't freaking feed, you garbage players. Anyway.
Do you understand the mission statement here behind Defense of the Patience?
Yeah, that's why I don't flame.
Oh, okay.
I don't want like my thing. This is on stream before. My thing has always been like, a very rarely flamed before even, but like since being on DotP and like being a show host, I would never want somebody to tune into DotP and then be like, hey, wait, like that Ursinity guy flamed me in a game and then turn it off. Like, that's just not something I ever want that to happen to somebody. So I've very much tried to restrain myself, and I just flame off mic, and like, it doesn't hurt anybody and it's cathartic to me. So yeah, I mean, you know, we all have, you all need catharsis.
Yeah, I just roll with the punches. I did flame a little bit last. I didn't flame. I fumed. Goddamn Jordan Hansen stream snipe me with my name, name, .p.roland versus .p.roland mid, and he wrecked me and stole my MMR.
Yeah. That's rough.
Invoker v Storm Spirit, and then I got reported by my whole team because I did so bad. It sounds funny. It wasn't funny at the time. Anyway, our next caller is Top Cat 09. He is a 2084 MMR player. Top Cat, what is your question?
Yeah, I was wondering, have you guys seen the elimination mode that's going on right now? And if so, what do you think about it?
Oof. I love it. I don't know. Have you watched it, Roland? I've watched
not a wink.
Not as much as I've watched of other seasons. The other like previous seasons. This is the third elimination mode, if I recall correctly.
It is.
Yeah. And it's fun. Honestly, like it's a breath of fresh air. Like it's one of those tournaments where like if they had it every few months, I wouldn't watch it. But like when it's this like once or twice a year, it's just a fun breath of fresh air, right? Like you get to see the heroes that you don't normally see. And like now this year they've added all these like extra X factors where like Suns fan gets to ban somebody, and as of last season and this season they have the whole thing where 10 heroes are banned by viewers, and it's fun. Like elimination mode's great, and I think I wouldn't say it's too much for pros, especially nowadays now the hero pool is so open, but it's nice to see pros experiment with heroes that they wouldn't normally play. Like if you see some support player that like is really well known for playing like the same 3 heroes every game, but then in elimination mode you see him play like heroes that are out of his like core wheelhouse that get as like, while obviously all the teams want to win the games and be competitive in elimination mode, it is more of like a casual fun mindset. So I really like it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I like everybody that's involved. I'll say that much. I haven't been able to see any. I've been extremely busy, and I don't watch much Dota anyway, and I'm still trying to catch up on the Bears versus Liquid, not only the upper bracket finals but the most epic games, because of
that
Denny.
Wasn't for elimination, but though
I'm still catching up with a qualifier.
Oh, yes, okay.
And so watching elimination mode, I mean, of course I really like all the Moonduck guys, Suns fan, Sajidine, Slacks, and all them. So like, I like the people involved, so I'm sure they're putting out a great product. I haven't watched it. I'll catch up on that. Like I'll watch that like a month after it's done. That's usually how it works. Yeah. And then I'll be like, did you see that? It was so funny. And they're like, so like 8 years ago, dude, we're on to Kiev now. So
yeah, we're in 7.06.
Yeah.
They also had that guy from the Packers on. I can't remember his name. That was pretty cool.
That was really cool. Yeah.
It's just cool, like cross promotion. Like
he's good too. He's good. Like he's not like learning Dota. He has learned Dota. He's apparently he's not like a 5K god or 6K, 7K, 9K god, but he's definitely like as good as any, like probably better than me.
He's above average.
Better than me.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing he was like high 3s or low 4s or something. But I must have missed that part.
Watching like interview. This dude is like, I don't know how he is able to like manage like being a badass NFL player, then like probably doing whatever he wants with his life, and then playing Dota. Maybe those two. Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, it's something Martinez. Cool. His last name Blake Martinez, I believe is his name, if I recall correctly. Anyway, Top Cat, how are you enjoying it? Is it a good tournament for you? Not a good tournament for you? Loving it, hating it?
Oh, I'm loving it. Like he said, the seeing the different heroes that you normally don't see is just great. Like the last pick, Broodmother today was pretty great.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. I didn't get to watch that game. I don't know what excuse I have that I didn't watch that game. But I remember somebody posting about it in Discord.
I love Broodmother.
Me too, dude. Oh, man. I don't play all-play anymore. Oh, they did pick mid Broodmother. I don't think it was in elimination mode. It was in, I think BTS qualifier or something.
Yeah, it was a qualifier.
Yeah. But maybe we'll play some mid Broodmother for the .p stream team stream.
I want to be Broodmother if that's the case.
That's fine too, but I love playing it as well.
Because I'm a good brood. Top Cat, thank you so much, sir. You were entered into the raffle, and you have a great rest of the night. Yeah, I'm just bad at keeping up. Like, Dota takes so long. Like, I have, like, sleep, work on .p, be a good dad, watch Dota, pick 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I usually do, well, pick 3, and then you don't have
3,
sleep.
that's good.
And then you don't have sleep, because sleep's there, too. So no sleep, be a good dad, play Dota, work on .p. Sorry, elimination mode. You've been eliminated from my priority list. Although I'm sure they're putting out a great product.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't catch a ton of games because I usually, like, most of my Dota watching used to be at work, like on lunch breaks and stuff, but now, like, I've just been watching other things. So now, like, I'll only watch Dota if, like, I'm at home eating or something, and that doesn't, like, I'll watch, like, maybe a game a day, if that. So I have to, like, pick and choose very carefully. Unless obviously it's a really good series, or, like, if I'm doing something else, I'll have it on. Like, I've actually been playing a lot of Skyrim recently, just to, like,
special edition
Dota.
I know, I've been seeing it.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what's different between the special edition and the regular one.
Better
but
graphics.
You know, whatever.
Better graphics.
It doesn't show, like, Skyrim graphics, they're passable, but, like, honestly, they're nothing stellar. But anyway, but that's a perfect game. Like, I have, like, elimination mode or something in my other monitor, and that's, like, super fun. That's, like, how I consume Dota, is, like, out of the corner of my eye for the most part.
All right, we're going to another live caller. Because this is a time crunch for our live caller. Kuma, you are climbing MMR super quickly. Kuma Mizu, what is your question, sir?
Well, I have a good or garbage for you guys today.
Yes!
Perfect.
Yes!
I've been hearing a bit of a deficiency, so I decided to fill that gap.
Nice.
Thank God.
We
needed somebody to do it, and we certainly weren't going to.
All right. Sure. So would one of you rather take this over the other, or at the same time?
No, it's Ursi exclusive. I don't do good or garbage. Ursi,
really?
remember,
Okay, I'll do it.
Remember, it is good or garbage. It's not, let me think about it. It's not, it's good or garbage as quickly as you can go.
Yep.
Do you
I'm
get the
getting
rules?
better at this every week.
Okay.
I promise.
All right. It's pretty easy. Kuma, you can start whenever you're ready, sir.
All right. Here it is. Undying Zombie Damage Talent.
Good.
Plus 25 health and plus 5% XP gain.
Garbage.
Jingu rescaling.
Good.
Visage in 7.02.
I'm gonna still say garbage.
Rowing position 4 bristleback.
Good. I'm telling you. Good.
Broodmother.
Good.
Huskar Pugda combo.
Garbage. I don't want anything with Huskar anywhere near me.
Good or garbage?
Or Pug.
Sorry. Both
No,
of us.
no, that's
Luda
Ursi. No, that's not you. That's Ursi. Good or garbage? Shut up, Ursi.
Luna balancing.
Garbage.
Treant in the early game.
Good.
Support Chaos Knight.
Good.
And only Druid.
Good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Apparently
Yeah,
nothing's
it's hard
garbage. Your mindset
Well, no,
has
I mean-
changed, Ursi. Everything
No,
used to be
there's-
garbage to you. Did they clean up
There's
New
plenty
York
of
or
things that
something?
are- No, they definitely didn't. The Luna, like, there are so many things, like, it's so hard not to elaborate, but, like, the Luna balancing I thought was gonna be good. With me and Roland did our patrons review, and I was like, oh man, this seems fair. Like, the HOD got nerfed, she got less base damage, and then, like, playing against
She's
it
still
or playing with
good.
it, she's still a freaking god. Like,
Dude.
glaives still bounce over the entire earth. Like,
Yeah,
ugh.
it's
She still stands loose and
the
beaten.
-6 base damage was the big thing with Luna, right? And
Supposedly.
I just mitigate it with get last hitting better. You know what I mean? I just have gotten so much better in last hitting that I just don't even notice it. So
Yeah.
that's my way of dealing with it. Kuma, thank you always for the creative. You asked a lot of questions. I guess you're entered into the giveaway like 12 to 15 times because
Yeah.
you asked Ursi like 15 questions just then, rapid fire. So
It was all at 15.
chances are you will win this time, sir, but only if RNGesus is on your side.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
dice have to decide.
Hey, thank
All
you
right,
so
we'll
much,
see.
Kuma.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
Of course. All right, Ursi, let's go.
All right.
Let's do a voicemail.
Sure.
We're going to do the first voicemail here. It's hard to understand. I don't even know what the question is, to be honest. But here, we'll go ahead and listen. I'm going to start it now. And it's starting. I promise. It'll play. What if it just crashes my computer? I'd be so mad. And I'd blame it all on Denny.
Did you not hear the question? It's a great question.
I know it's a great question, but it's not. Hold on. We'll try it one more time. Here we go.
Yo, guys. I'm just wondering why Viper is the absolute best hero in the game, and also why Growdy is trash for not thinking so. Okay, thanks.
Okay, so the question was, wants to know why Viper is the best hero in the game and why Growdy is trash but doesn't think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a good question.
All right, I'll let you take the lead.
I mean, so Viper is honestly and you're the Viper player, right, Roland?
He's got to. Yeah.
I usually refuse to play the hero, but that's not on account of me thinking he's bad. It's just me having a soul.
It's a moral issue, yeah. It's a moral.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the same reason why I used to not play Razor, but now I do. And not that I play Razor, but I'm willing to pick Razor. Viper, honestly, all memes aside about Growdy just being the biggest Viper hero in the world, Viper is honestly just a really easy to execute hero who offers a lot to a team in a lot of different situations, right? It's very easy to execute. He does direct things. He's not super restrained. He wins almost all matchups. So he's just a good hero. And also I love Growdy memes. So yeah, Growdy's not good at Dota. He's tilted by Viper. Probably also Razor.
Yeah. So my question is, why does Growdy not know that he's garbage? Well, it's probably because he's playing World of Warcraft where he isn't garbage, and he gets the two mixed up because he's either at work at World of Warcraft or in Dota. So it's tough.
Willful ignorance would be my answer.
Willful ignorance, yeah. Two of the places he's a badass. At work, he's a badass. In World of Warcraft, he's a badass. Then he comes over to Dota 2 and he just sucks. So I guess that's the issue. Why is Viper the best hero in the game? W.
That seems simple enough.
That is my answer. I'll second skill or W, whichever you prefer. That is why Viper is the best hero in the game. Period. Done. Okay, let's go ahead and that was a question from. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that was Broken Wings.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Oh, God, I know this person from Twitter, but I'm terrible with names and I can't think of it.
I'm guessing it was somebody that I really like and is a great person. Period. The best person. All right, let's take.
Yeah.
You didn't leave a name, so I'm sorry. We don't know who you're from.
This hurts. I know who this is. Oh.
Okay, well, enough. We need to read some email questions. Ursi.
Sorry. Yes, I'm about to read one. I was trying to find out who that is.
I was about to start singing.
Image looks like on Twitter. Okay. Question. This is from Dwarv SC. I think he's high 2Ks or low 3Ks, give or take. I used to play on a team with him, actually, and we Dota League a few years ago. Question. Out of all the heroes in Dota, which hero is the most viable in this current patch in any position 1 through hard support, and why? I know Ursi's going to say Invoker, so he has to name another hero other than Invoker, and that's fair. Thanks for asking my question. Keep up the great work, Dwarves. All right, so my answer, let's see, out of 1 to 7, or 1 to 6, I would probably say Rubik, just because, you can't really play one position Rubik, but you can farm him in the safe lane, and, in a weird pinch, you can offlane him. Maybe the better answer, though, is Warlock. I think Warlock is probably the answer. You can play him super poor. You can play him as, the old, what team used to run that? The old MVP Phoenix, I think it was,
Phoenix.
Or, it was an SEA
yeah,
thing.
No, it was MVP Phoenix.
Yeah. They used to play physical damage Warlock, and he used to play it as a core. So I think Warlock might be the best answer to that question, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was typing to Denny. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna act like I'm not gonna pull the. I knew which question you're reading. Which question was that, real quick, so I can just catch up and give my 2 cents?
Which hero is the most viable in this current patch in any position, 1 through 5?
Okay. I would like to say Abaddon.
That's good. That makes sense.
I have safe laned Abaddon. He's a much better safe lane than Warlock. Obviously, off lane Abaddon's excellent. And I could see mid Abaddon working, and then obviously 4 Abaddon or 5 Abaddon's fine. So, or Abaddon, excuse me. I think Abaddon.
That makes a lot of sense.
I'm right.
Okay.
I think I won.
Yeah,
I think I won.
I
think I won that question. I'm pretty sure. Wouldn't if you're saying
I think that question was from Lizzie Russell.
Okay. Well, I won.
She likes
that.
to make fun of Grouty on Twitter. That's why.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, whoever it was from, you're great. Excellent. All right. So, Ursi, let's go ahead and take our second voicemail here. Okay.
Okay.
Remember, you can call in to Defense of the Patient's voicemail anytime, and we will put it on the show at 1-888-410-7150. So call in. It'll prompt you to leave a message, and we'll play it on the show, like we're about to do now.
Good evening, Roland and Ursinity. My name is Matt. I'm Epion, tag name Epion on the Discord. I want to thank you guys for reading my email review several weeks ago. Again, congrats on the continued success as well as hiring your first employee. My question is geared more towards Roland. When you were climbing through, let's say, right before 3K and through 3K, which I'm currently doing 2841 MMR, did you find yourself sticking with one or two, because I would say comfort heroes, comfort picks, regardless of what the other team would pick? I know obviously you could put your team at a disadvantage by doing this, but I found myself right now usually between Sniper and Weaver, and this is just because I have the most success with them, regardless of who's on the other team. And then when you were going through 3K, when did you, I guess, have to make that transition to be more flexible on your team as far as picking hero? Did you stick with core? Did you stick with primarily carry, or did you go Ursi's route and go with more support when getting through that mid 3K range? And then Ursinity, when you were grinding through 4K, I know you primarily climbed through support. Did you just have a couple picks of support, or did you try to master several of them? I don't know, 4 to 5 different heroes. I was just wondering what your guys' insights were as far as comfort picks and the different MMR brackets and when you need to become more flexible or whatnot. Have a good one. Bye.
Okay.
All right.
So 2 to 3K, I didn't really climb through, to be honest with you, because I calibrated at 31. So I didn't really know when I was going through 2 to 3K. But during my calibration, it was all core. It was hardcore. I was just constantly playing some core, whether it was mid or safe lane. This was back in 688. I'd even jungle. That was back when 688 Axe jungle was popular. And so I do a lot of that. I wanted to make a big impact because I knew that supporting wasn't enough. So I calibrated at like 3103 or something like that. And then 7.0 or 688 was out a while. And I think I continued my carry trend to about 3,300 until 7.0 came out. And then it was Lich all the way to Lich and Vengeful Spirit all the way to like 3,600. I did adopt Ursi's Way. So you find this like weird flip-flop where nobody knows how to farm, and then all of a sudden everybody is pretty much equal at farming, and so you need somebody to flip and then buy the sentries and the observe rewards because everybody wants to farm. So I started doing that. Now that I'm like 37, I'm back to core just because I enjoy it more. I think I would have more success if I played support, because we get wrecked by weavers and clinks because nobody buys any detection. And that does include me.
Yeah.
What about you, Ursi? He had a small question for you there at the end.
Yeah. Regarding my part of the question about like what supports I played to climb from 4 to 5K, I will say my go-to has always been Rubik. I'm playing first pick. Actually, nowadays, like the last few patches have been really kind to Rubik, and he's always been a good hero to just like you could pick him in basically any situation, and like even if you don't have good things to steal, you have good things just in his kit natively. Like you have a stun that can stun multiple targets. You have a damaging nuke that doesn't cost a ton of mana and also reduces base damage from the opponents. Magic damage aura, which doesn't scale well, but at least the first point's real good. And then every game you're gonna have at least a couple of good things to steal. But other than Rubik, I would say I probably played 8 or so supports with varying degrees of frequency. I played a lot of Kunkka. I will say when I was climbing from like low to mid 4K, I played a ton of Winter Wyvern and Disruptor. And that was before Winter Wyvern got like super nerfed, and now she's like terrible. Not terrible, I shouldn't say it. She's significantly worse now than she used to be. So I played a ton of Winter Wyvern, a ton of Disruptor. I've always played Rubik. Shadow Demon, of course, I picked a lot when he was top tier. I played a good deal of Oracle when he was top tier as well. So that's a good mix. Dazzle also used to be one of my go-tos, but I have not been playing him recently. So that's about it as far as support side I did. And then like Lena also, I've played her as support every once in a while, but she's been so bad for so long that it's kind of irrelevant now. So yeah, those 5 or so, however many I listed, were about it. Jakira's real good now, I'll say. Like if I was climbing right now as a support again, I would be playing a ton of Jakira. Jakira's really good. Yeah,
Jakiro is really good. We're seeing Cyphus play a mean Jakiro. Okay, we've got to hurry on, my wayward Ursi. Our next question comes from Lieutenant Condor. This is somebody who has climbed more MMR than any of us in such a short amount of time. I was first surprised by him playing Carry Naga at what people would consider a low MMR, which is like around 1K. But he was playing Carry Naga. He was doing well with splitting his illusions up. I was watching his games and was thoroughly impressed and knew that he would climb quickly. Currently, he sits at 1,400. I think he was somewhere around like 200 MMR at one point. So he has definitely climbed. Lieutenant Condor, it's a pleasure having you on the show, sir. What is your question?
It's a pleasure to be here. Okay, I discovered something very recently in my pubs, and I'm going to ask you, what is the best way to counter techies, especially looking at during the laning stage and mid-game, seeing how he is a good 3 position, probably more of a 4 position, but still in the off lane being a nuisance. What's your counter?
Can I go?
Sure, yeah, go for it. You're the techies player after all.
Lone Druid, Nature's Prophet. I would go with either one of those. Nature's Prophet, if you just want to pick like a 4 to counter a 4. Nature's Prophet, get trees, run them around everywhere. You're fine. Get an Orchid on Nature's Prophet, and techies can't do anything. Just grab your trees and just throw them around everywhere. Shift command your trees. Do you know what I mean by shift command?
That's right. I understand that.
Okay. So you can basically make your trees move around all over the place without you having to spend the brain power of doing it, and you can easily find his mines. And what do you care if one of your trees dies to kill one of his mines? Also, if you're paying extra special close attention, you can walk your treant in there and have your treant attack the mine before it blows up and get 50 gold. So Nature's Prophet, #1 counter. Also, Lone Druid's great because the bear takes almost no damage from a bomb. You can resummon the bear quite often, and you can just run him through a field, and he'll be fine. So that's how you counter techies, in my opinion. Abaddon is good too, but that's later stages for when he gets borrowed time. Ursi?
Yeah. I would agree. I think Abaddon's really stellar against it. Nature's Prophet's really good against techies, but honestly, like Nature's Prophet feels really weak now. Yeah. Just in general, I think he's one of the very few heroes that like is almost never picked, even though he used to be super popular. And even like Nature's Prophet specialists don't pick him that much anymore. I'd say Naga is also a classic counter because she has all that armor So you can not only kill things with illusions or kill bombs with illusions, but also like if the bombs hit your hero, it's not that huge of a deal because you have all that armor already natively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think those like basically the crux is right. Pick heroes that can either send out things like spiderlings, broodmothers also thought of sometimes to be a counter, or heroes that can just throw illusions and stuff like that, or just high armor. Like a lot of times, like there are ways to like kill the bombs, right? That's like in advance, like oh pick Zeus, whatever. But one other really good piece of advice is picking these roamers like Spearbreaker that just don't care. Like Spearbreaker is just gonna have whatever it is, 6 armor, or Ogre Magi is gonna have like 800 armor, and like the techie spends all this time putting out mines, etc. And then even in the mid game, like you're fine, like you'll live. So just pick a bunch of tank heroes and try to get rid of them.
And buy sentries. Trust me, they're putting green bombs right in front of their tier 1s and tier 2s. Just buy sentries, kill the green bombs, make sure that you know if the techies is level 6 or not. If he's not level 6, or you can get a Helm of the Dominator, I guess, and just run that thing around to kill bombs. Basically, you just want to clear him out without your hero taking the damage, right? So
yeah,
clever methods of doing that are the best way to take care of techies. Condor, we're running low on time. I want to thank you for your question. That is a question that I'm sure a lot of people have on their mind.
I got just a little something here to add to it.
For sure.
The reason that I asked this question was I was playing a game here this last week, and I played techies in the off lane, and all my bombs blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And after they blew up, I caught a glimpse of the courier walking out of the woods right where I had all my bombs.
Oh,
yeah.
Blew the courier up.
Hey, that's worth it. That is worth it. Yep.
It was priceless. It made me mad, but it was pretty good.
It shouldn't make you mad.
Right
That's more than a hero kill. You got to figure 75 times 5. That's a lot of gold going to your team.
No, it doesn't kill. The courier doesn't die. He walks over the mines, blows it up, walks over the next one, blows it up, and he's still alive.
That's a glitch.
The courier absolutely won't die.
No, courier does die. Courier does die to bombs. That's a glitch and should be fixed. You should start a Reddit complaint thread. Start a Reddit complaint thread because I've killed many a courier with bombs, especially if they're walking.
Used to be a strat.
Yeah, like
it used to be a strat where people would play like 3 or 4 techies and they'd smoke and they'd put a mine like right in that path. Yeah,
bombs do kill couriers. I don't know why that happened to you, and I'm sorry. That shouldn't have even been funny. I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed, and I would have called Good Gaben and told him to fix his game. All right, sir. Hey, thank you so much. Of course. All right, Ursi. Sorry, we're rushing through this. We've got to get time. Our next question comes from Razzie, a very awesome person that I like a lot. MMR 2650. Razzie, sir. Oh, I didn't tell Denny that was the next one I wanted. He's not in. Razzie, sir,
we got him now.
What is your question, and how are you doing? And your MMR is 2650, and you have a question for us, Razzie. How are you doing? What's your question?
How are you guys? What's going on?
Good.
My question is, there's been a lot of talk recently, especially with Roland calibrating so high for his MMR with Smurf, and everyone seems to be jumping on the Smurf train. I'm wondering, is there anything to be said for those of us who are resisting the Smurf train and want to gain
morals.
MMR? Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. We don't play Viper, we don't play Razor. We have morals, and we want to gain MMR on our real account. Do we just bite the bullet, or do we stay?
Okay, I'd like to take this one, Ursi, please.
Go for it, please.
All right, so you know how everybody's dad's like, you work for what you get in this life. Now wake up at 4 a.m. and go milk the cows and go get the eggs from the coop and work on the farm and do all that. Well, you can live that life. You can be a farmer if you want and work long days and see little return. Or you can move to New York City where things are fast-paced and get a good job making good money, doing it quick. Those are your choices. That's my metaphor.
Yeah. I mean,
be a farmer or go get a job at the stock exchange.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, as much as I kind of fundamentally dislike the concept of smurfing and recalibrating and all that, there is obviously merit to it if you feel as though you are consistently having trouble climbing in your bracket. But I will say, If you can climb in your own bracket, that probably means that if you can't climb in your own bracket, that's generally going to mean you're going to have problems as a Smurf. There are exceptions, like obviously Roland has done well, and I think that's largely just because he like sabotaged himself so thoroughly with all like the jungle garbage and stuff like that.
Do you guys really not know that I got my account boosted? There's like no one did no one really stop to think that maybe I could have just paid somebody to get me there?
Yeah, that seems likely, definitely. I hope so. I hope that would make me feel a little better about our team practices. Yeah.
Our team practices where I do well. And by the way, all my games have been streamed. So unless I got some guy to like, where I'm like faking to like click on the mouse and like, oh man, I died that way. Wow, that was dumb.
Yep.
No.
Anyway, I will say like I have a lot more. I think it's much more admirable to climb like naturally rather than.
Did you
like,
climb naturally? Did you?
Yeah,
or were you grandfathered in? You were fucking grandfathered in.
Grandfathered in because I played a ton of Dota.
No, like, you were grandfathered in. You got a beta key and you were grandfathered in, and now it's hard for everybody else. It's people like you raised with silver fucking spoons in their mouths. Okay, grandfathered in at 4K. You've climbed 1,000 MMR. Fucking congratulations, Ursi.
I counted at like 38. Excuse you.
Wow.
I've climbed 1,200.
Fucking congratulations, Ursi. Excuse my language.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I have a lot of respect if you climb without smurfing, but it is in all honesty, if you are feeling like you don't have the time to like play 500 games to climb out of like whatever bracket you're in, it is certainly a strategy, although it's an unknown X factor. If you do want to just make a smurf and play that 150 games, then recalibrate. So, it is what it is, honestly. I'm not going to take any hard moral stance, despite the one that I took earlier and last week.
Razzie, if you want to do it legit and you want to work for it, that's fine. But you know what? At the end of the day, MMR is MMR, my friend.
That's very true. It's a good point. I think I have morals, but I could be convinced to lose them.
Yeah. Everybody has a price, right?
Exactly right.
Getting 4K. My price was being 1 MMR above Ursi, and that day will come.
Yeah.
I will be 1 MMR above Ursi. I will.
I sure hope so.
And I will rub it.
Boy,
I will not be humble. I will not.
No, you won't.
I will be so anti-humble.
Fortunately, we'll never have to deal with that kind of dark future. That'll be the darkest time.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah, good luck.
Razzie, I'm so sorry about the shirt debacle. I'm so glad your shirt arrived today. Razzie ordered a shirt 3 years ago.
Right now.
Are you? Awesome.
I respect it.
He ordered a shirt like 3.5 years ago, and we finally got him a shirt. Luckily,
it feels so good on my skin.
Good. It's one of a kind too. It's one of a kind.
Exactly right.
So hold on to that. It's gonna.
No, I'm never gonna wash it.
And thank you so much, sir, for calling in, and it's great talking to you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You too.
Yep, me too.
Okay.
All right.
We're moving on to the next one. It is struck backwards. MMR 1500. Backwards. What is your frontward question?
Hello. I'm not sure that's how I would phrase it, but my question is also about recalibrating with a new account, aka smurfing.
Okay.
Basically, I haven't played a single safe lane carry on this new account that I've started, and even though I'm basically I think of myself as a carry player, but I basically, because like everyone picks a carry, even in these new games, so I've been playing Slardar, right? Because that hero's good.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, great hero.
So, like, does that mean I'm like not going to be able to like hit high skill even though I'm winning my games?
Oh yeah, you will.
Oh no, you'll be fine.
You're great.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So there used to be all these kind of like secondary rules and like ways to game the system. Like I'm sure anybody that spent a while playing Dota or reading Reddit thing remembers like there were times when Oracle was like the way to calibrate high. Like you'd play 150 games and you just play Oracle and you just spam heal somebody. And it didn't matter whether you won or lost. You would just climb MMR because you just had such high stats at the end of every game. And like there's a long time ago, Zeus was the thing where you just spam your ult every time it's off cooldown. Your hero damage would be so high that you would calibrate high. But nowadays there's really, as far as I know,
KDA I know plays a big part in it.
Well, it plays a part in it. But you can calibrate and do anything. You can calibrate and all that high regardless of your actual win-loss. It's more about just your stats, right? And it's not isolated to KDA or to GPM or to XPM or to wards place or anything. It's a more, as far as people, it's a more holistic approach of how well you've done relative to the people you're playing against and considering the people you're with. And the other big thing about calibration that's a common misconception is your 150 or so games pre the actual 10 you play to calibrate are more important.
Way
your
more
unranked
important.
MMR is way more important. Like if you're at 2000 at the beginning of your recalibration, you could go 50 and 0 every single game and you're not going to hit 4K. But if you have consistently done well and played at a 4K level, then you're going to calibrate at 4K, give or take your few hundred points during calibration. Like calibration, it's going to skew you by like maybe a few hundred points at most, but that's, again, all performance based. Like people get really nervous. I know, like talking to a lot of people that have calibrated, people like really get stressed about like, I'm calibrating my 10 games, I lost 6 of them, and they lose motivation. Like as long as your stats are doing fine.
Yeah, you could lose all 10. You could lose all 10 after that 150 games, and it'll make, I'd say, 200 to 300 MMR difference, maybe more, but not bigly.
It's a pretty good system, honestly. Like
Really
people
is.
complain about it, and there are flaws, but there's really no way to game the system as it is now. And like as long as you're not feeding, you're gonna do fine.
Exactly.
It's not about like who you're playing against and with, right? And whether you're feeding or not, that's not going to impact that tremendously. So
it's true. All right, backwards.
I haven't fed yet.
Sorry, go ahead.
I haven't fed yet, so
Yeah.
positive
Yeah.
KDA.
What?
Yeah.
Backwards.
I mean,
Are
positive
you there?
everything else.
Back-
Yes,
I'm
he
here.
just spoke.
Backwards. I'm sorry. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, sorry. I just couldn't hear you because you were mumbling.
I'm
I
a
heard it.
mumbler.
I'm just joking. I'm fucking joking, dude.
God, Roland, you're the worst, dude.
Hey, you have a great night, sir.
You too.
All right, I'll talk to you later. All right, that will wrap Tuesday Q&A. Ursi, will you go ahead and do the plugs because I seem to drone.
Sure. Okay, so you can follow us on Twitter, DotP_show. I'm at Ursinity. Roland is at DotP_show, more importantly. YouTube.com/DotPTV1, numerical 1. That's where all our YouTube videos are. And our Sunday team stream practices are in their full experience. If you want to see some show host Dota, we stream on twitch.tv/DotPTV, including the Monday or the Tuesday Q&A, which is streamed Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can email us questions or voice recordings of your questions.
1-888-410-7150. 1-888-410-7150. 1-888-410-7150. 3 8s.
Yep.
141-10-7150.
Yep. And also defensivepations@gmail.com is where you can send in either recorded questions or text questions.
Okay, I got it.
r/defensivepations.
I got it.
And iTunes reviews and patreon.com/defensivepations.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll the dice now and figure out
No.
who we're giving money to.
No.
Okay.
So
I'm
with
gonna do that out
Patreon,
loud.
you
I'm
guys,
sorry.
I want to just hit this a little bit, okay? Our first episode for Patreon will be coming out tomorrow. For you that are here today, everybody that's in the stream right now, the first episode for patron exclusive Patreon episodes, I didn't say that very well, is coming out on the 15th of every month, and at the end of every month you get 2 episodes for donating any amount. I believe that's correct. So please donate to the Patreon. It helps us do so many cool and awesome things for all of you. Trust me, I'm not pocketing this as much as I'd love to. Every time I try, Denny says, I'm going to sue you for embezzling from the company. And then I'm like, all right, fine, here, take it back. So I won't steal from the company anymore. Please donate to patreon.com/Defense of the Patients, where you will help Defense of the Patients grow like a sunflower to the top and then bloom like a beautiful blossom. And then, of course, iTunes, where we read your reviews on air. Please be honest and all that. Should I do my shitty closing, or do you have a better one?
I definitely don't have a better one. Also, if you're a patron, remember you get a free replay review from me this month for February. So email us in your replay IDs if you want to take us up on that offer.
Just please donate if you can.
Okay.
Just
this is enough shilling. Please close the show.
Please. Okay. This is Roland for a bunch of great people that are like-minded and awesome. With my expert Ursinity saying, you have questions. And Ursi has his opinionated answers.
That's fair.